Timi Dare treasure. The scene played out over the weekend in Ogoni, in Victor Gadom's house, particularly.
Right.
The threats made by, because you just heard by Samanki right now, we already know what is going to play out on the 15th. Why would the world turn out to be subjudice?
Do we know what is going to?
No, he's saying that either way it goes, we already know what is going to look like and what is going to pan out. But the statement made by former Governor Nyesom Wike in Ogoni over the weekend, when it's time for election,
we'll know who is who.
We'll know who is who. And if you juxtapose that with Chijioke, who was like a kind of reply to the governor, we wrote
the results.
In your
favor and in the favor of your candidate.
So if you think we cannot win election, if anything goes the other way at the Supreme Court, we are here for it. Are we looking at the Supreme Court? It's just a guess, not trying to be subjudice here. Are we looking at a rerun? But Samanki is worried that normally Fubara has won at the tribunal, won at the appellate court. Normally.
But if you follow the routes that as it happened in the presidential elections,
the tendency that exactly. So are we looking at, hazard a guess, are we looking at a declaration for rerun election to governorship election in Rivers State come 15th? Is that what the statement of the former governor, when it's time for election, we will know who be who? And Chijioke was saying, brah, we wrote those results for you.
It's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I've lived in Rivers State long enough to understand the politics of Rivers State.
Okay.
I've been here since 1999. So I was there when Bodili became governor. I witnessed that election. I knew what happened. I also witnessed Amici, Omeha, and all of that, and how Amici became governor. I also, of course, follow up, and it's quite unfortunate when you hear a former governor of a state talking with so much, I don't know the right word to use now. How can you say to the public you bought forms for everybody? Everybody. I read a release about his statement last night. Someone sent it to me this morning, and I look at it and I laughed. You can't be God. God has no vision of God. He's a one man. I know him when he was chairman of the local government. I used to interview him on my programs those days and all that. But you see, we don't even know which political party the former governor of Rivers State belongs to.
But he's threatening to win election. And Chijioke is saying, you see that election you were talking about, we made it happen.
My fear, this whole thing is that there will be casualties. You remember what happened in 2015 election, 2019 election also. You remember what happened. But you see, leadership is not what we're doing. Just like what the barrister said. It's all about politics. What is politics?
Yes, but you see why this is troubling. This is troubling. The former governor's position and Chijioke's position, like a reply to the former governor, is troubling because Fubara has been talking about governance, the need to put the state in place.
Of course, it's not
and the former governor comes in again when we thought that some progress has been made with the 8-point peace pact. Comes in again and throws that out. And this is just about a week to the Supreme Court's position. Some person was like, no, he's talking about 2027 election. If indeed he's talking about 2027 election, let's assume that is what it's about. Why would a Chijioke be responding the way he did? And if at the end of the day, the peace that Fubara is pursuing is not achieved and they end up burning up the states.
Two things can happen. Of course, you know that if the Supreme Court decides to declare Toeko as the elected governor of the state, there is no how Toeko will be loyal
to the former governor.
There's no how. And if you know what's happening in APC, especially in Rivers State, we have three factions. So the Amici faction, we have the Timi Okocha faction, which is the Timi Okocha stroke Nyesom Wike faction. And then we have the Magnus
Abe's faction.
You can't take it away from him. Do you understand? Now the guy is back now. You're going to see a lot of infighting. Get ready. Because one, Timi Okocha said, yes, we welcome back to APC, but don't come and destroy the structure. Now it's about the structure. Everybody's talking about structure. The question I'm asking is, who owns the structure? Peter really had a structure. Okay? That same structure was what Amici used to, contest that election. And something happened with the K-leg issue and things like that. And Omeha took over. And Amici came back and maintained that structure. That same structure is what also gave Wike. That was, he also, you see, you don't just talk about structure or no structure. When you come in as a governor, your tenure is over. You leave the space for another person to take over. Now, if you look at what happened in Lagos, people have been saying Tinubu. But to be honest with you, Tinubu has left, a very good structure in Lagos, so to say. When Ambode had issues with the elders of Lagos, Tinubu played the politics, but no impeachment was brought against Ambode.
Right.
They waited for him for the second tenure. I said, oh, you can see it's not me. It's about the Lagos elders. That's clean politics. People kill and say, no, it's not about me. So, but the land said they don't want you again. Now they resolve. But I'm trying to say, in Rivers State, what I have wanted is this, and that goes to the president. He's a strategist, he's a politician, he has experience. Now, those 8 conditions, many of them are already before the law court. My side is aware of that. So, can you now use a presidential fiat to just take away what's already in the courts?